In 1942, the course of history turned toward one city in southern Russia. Not because it was the largest, not because it was the strongest, but because it carried a name neither side could afford to lose. Stalingrad was more than streets, buildings, or factories. It was a symbol, and symbols carry weight far beyond strategy. Once symbols enter a war, logic is often the first to leave. Hitler wanted the city because it bore Stalin's name. Stalin refused to lose it for the exact same reason. Neither leader planned to retreat, and that decision alone sealed millions of lives. Before soldiers arrived, the city was already burning. Bombs erased streets, flattened neighborhoods, and toppled entire buildings. Structures that had been shelters became graves. When troops finally entered, there was no clear battlefield. Progress was measured in meters, and every meter cost blood. Every room was contested. Every staircase was a fight for survival. Men fought face to face in the shadows of shattered walls, sometimes separated by a single doorway, sometimes by nothing at all. Survival replaced strategy. Endurance replaced hope. But bullets were not the deadliest weapon in Stalingrad. Time was. Winter arrived quietly and then refused to leave. Temperatures dropped so low that weapons froze and wounds stopped healing. Food supplies began to vanish. Ammunition followed soon after. Sleep became rare. Still, retreat was forbidden. Because pride was louder than reality. Then the battle shifted. The Soviets stopped fighting street by street and began closing a circle around the city. Slowly, deliberately, the German army was surrounded, trapped inside the ruins it had helped create. Supplies never arrived. Cold killed more than combat. Men collapsed where they stood, and yet surrender was delayed. Not by strategy, but by ego. In February of 1943, the fighting finally stopped. What remained of the German army surrendered. It was their first major defeat, and the moment the war began to turn. Stalingrad proved something history repeats over and over. Power means nothing without adaptability. Strength collapses when pride refuses to bend. Time always defeats those who ignore it. The battle was never really about conquest. It was about endurance under impossible conditions. Millions entered the city of Stalingrad. Very few left unchanged. The city itself became a graveyard of concrete and steel. A warning frozen in time for anyone willing to look closely. History showed that war is decided long before the last shot. It is decided by choices made far from the battlefield, by leaders who mistake pride for strength, and by moments when retreat is seen as weakness. The survivors understood the cost. Victory felt hollow. Exhaustion was heavy. The streets were silent, the city frozen in both winter and memory. Stalingrad was destroyed, but history had been written there. It was written in cold, in silence, and in time. And its lessons still echo today. Adapt, endure, and never underestimate the power of time.